West Indies versus Australia in the Barbados Test match. It's now reached a kind of a tipping point. 5 dodgy decisions, mostly against the West Indies, has riled up social media. Now, in one of the videos, we had done the social media reaction. But in this video, I will tell you those 5 controversial decisions that has ensured that the Barbados Test match between West Indies versus Australia is not going to be a simple, straightforward affair. Because dismissal number 1 that really turned people's attention to this test match. In the first innings when Australia was batting, Travis Head, Shamar Joseph was bowling. Apparently, Head edged the delivery and the keeper caught the catch. But the umpire deemed, if you have to look at it, the umpire deemed that the ball had kind of bounced. And that is why the decision was not out. Head went on and ensured that, he got Australia to an okayish total. But this left the West Indies flabbergasted. How could this have happened? Now, if you thought that this dismissal was confounding, look at this particular dismissal. Hazelwood bowling to Roston Chase, first innings, in the 21st over. Now, apparently, the appeal was for an LBW and it looked as if it had hit pad first. But the umpire, the third umpire, believed that there was an inside edge. And that is why the LBW decision was not given. But you could clearly say that you could see in the replays that it hit pad first and then it hit the bat. But then that was also not given. So 1-1 at this point in time. Both teams got a howler. But then the real drama unfolded. Because Cummins to, if you look at it, Chase, once again, the third umpire was just not certain. And in that, he gave Australia when replays clearly suggested that Chase was not out. This happened in 49.2. At this point in time, West Indies were starting to feel very, very peeved. But the one dismissal that really broke their patience, 57.3, when Bo Webster was bowling to Shea Hope. Now, there was an inside edge. No denying the inside edge. But Alex Carey took a stunning one-handed catch, but replays then suggested that perhaps this particular portion, especially the glove, it kind of was touching the ground and the ball was also touching the ground. The third umpire said that, the catch was clean. Now, West Indies were already peeved because a similar kind of a thing for Travis Head was not given. But in the case of Alex Carey, it was given. Now, Daren Sammy, the West Indies coach, really became furious when Cameroon Green, it was LBW, but then the umpire stated it was bat first. But the bat, if you look at it, the spike came much later. It was apparently pad first. 3 reds, he was out. But in that same over itself, 5th ball, in this last ball, Greaves got rid of Cameroon Green in the second innings. So he wasn't made to pay that much. However, these 5 dismissals could prove to be the turning point. If West Indies lose the test match, then they will say, boss, those 4 dismissals that happened and it went against us, that will be the key. However, Adrian Holdstock, when you have to look at the replay and when you have to look at all the other technologies that is there is one factor which technology doesn't feature, and that is the parallax error. Any kind of a camera that is mounted on a cricket pitch, it is not level with the ground, and that is why you'll always have a parallax error. In the case of Carey and in the case of Head, you could argue, a very faint argument, that there is a parallax error. But what about the others? How could there be 3 major howlers in 2 days? On field, I can understand in the heat of the moment. He doesn't have technological assistance. But a third umpire? This is a huge problem, and that is why this West Indies versus Australia test match is going to be remembered for all the dodgy decisions the third umpire took despite technology. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.